Hello YouTube, this is my newest project car here. This pile of rust is a 1988 Toyota pickup, standard cab, short bed, two-wheel drive, base model. Well, it is a base model, but it does have a handful of options. This is a power steering truck, and it is a 5-speed, at least it feels like it, because the plate on the firewall is worn off, so I can't tell what gear is what, but it feels like there's a fifth here, so it should be a W55 because there's reverse and that should be fifth. Anyways, as you can see, I pulled a dash out of this thing. It's currently sitting in the attic of my garage over there, but basically this truck has turned into a frame-off restoration of sorts because this is what the cab looks like. So I mean, that alone isn't like that awful. I've dealt with worse, but there's that. Now if we come around here, that this cab corner is like gone, and the rocker panel on the other side is also gone. So for me to fix this cab, I have to weld the firewall, this floor, this rocker, and that cab corner, which just doesn't make a whole lot of sense to fix. And talking about restoration here, there's gonna be a whole lot of originality left to this truck because in true 1980s Toyota truck bed fashion, she's a little lightweight, just a touch. So the bed's rusted out real bad. Interestingly enough, the floor is solid, but like there's all this rot on here, and the rear bed side is ripped off. The bumper's going. As you can see, the side's real bad too. So here's the cab that's going to be getting swapped onto this. It's from an 88 standard cab, short bed, two-wheel drive, ironically enough. This one, at one point, was put on a four-wheel drive, but as you can see, someone cut the slot open there. Anyways, though, starting price for this truck for me was free, with a clean title. This cab was $200. So this will be going on there because all the rust is good, and interestingly enough, this was a factory air-conditioned truck. That one wasn't. So this one, I'm gonna put air conditioning in it because, I mean, it's May, and it's already really fucking humid out, and I hate that. As you can see, this has never had air conditioning. It's like little 87 I had first. So I already have a complete air conditioning system for it, and I'm basically buying every single part they still make new, so I can have reliable factory air conditioning that I don't have to fuck with. I want to charge it and never touch it again. So I bought a new condenser for it. I have new hoses coming, a new dryer. I'm gonna buy a new evaporator core, an expansion valve, and a new compressor. So if we come in here, I'm at 86, it's all dirty right now. Here's a motor I'm building for it. I'm building a motor for it because that truck has 251,000 miles, and the engine is locked up solid. I cannot get it to budge, so it will not run, unfortunately. So this is an engine out of a EFI truck from 85 on. It had an aux sensor in it, but the cylinder head was gone. This is a random cylinder head from a carbureted truck from 85 on. I don't know what year it is. I don't know if it blew a head gasket or not. I gave it a good cleaning, so there's no sludge in it now. I'm going to change valve stem seals, lap the valves, and just make sure it's not cracked. But that's a cylinder head that's going to go in that engine. I have a new carburetor for it sitting over here. One of the China clones. Probably get a Weber eventually, but I have that. It's going to go on there. So that head onto that engine. I have the timing cover and stuff too, and I'll basically build it into a long block and throw it in there. Here's all the air conditioning stuff. I am planning on making a video about how to actually do a complete AC install, because the guy that had a wonderful write-up on one of the forums, and then Photobucket, fucked up over the car community and basically bricked that. So I can't use that anymore. So here's pretty much a complete Toyota pickup air conditioning system just sitting here on the floor. And again, most of this shit's getting replaced apart from those aluminum lines in the evaporator housing. So anyways, that's basically a new project. The rundown is swap the cab, swap the motor, clean the interior, put it back in. It's going to stay a base model with no cigarette lighter. Yes, this does not have a cigarette lighter, which is kind of amusing to me. The cab will probably get cut up and scrapped because it's real rusty, and down here in Missouri you can usually find reasonably clean cabs. Interestingly enough, the frame is perfect. So, not doing anything to that. We'll use that cab. We're going to swing down to Texas, visit my friend Dylan, pick up a bed down there, and probably a set of fenders because these are rusty. Let's see here. rust holes in there, so we'll just grab a set of two-wheel drive fenders that are clean. Not hard to find down there. And yeah, look at this little girl running and back on the road. So this will be part one of unknown how many parts I'll make if I ever make more than one part, series here. Take periodic updates of this truck and the path to reviving it, because these trucks are getting up there in value now. It is a lot harder to find a cheap one, let alone a nice one. A nice two-wheel drive is now worth $6 or $7 grand, which is an insane thought for a stripper model truck like this. So your average kid now that wants one of these really can't buy them anymore, because instead of it being an $800 beater truck where you can get one that runs for that, say it'd be comparably rusty as this but a running and driving truck, now those are $1,800–$1,900. So I'll go ahead and save this truck, probably keep it to go with my fleet of that, this, that, and that. Tercel, Tacoma pickup, and this. And yes, this is the same 86 pickup as my other YouTube videos, the two-wheel drive, that is still the same truck. So yeah, look at this old thing fixed up here nice. Not sure what color they painted yet, because the cab's black. I'm probably gonna keep it a red of some sort, but we'll see. So yeah, there's the current way this thing sits. I haven't done a whole lot other than rip the interior out and start building a motor.